The Los Angeles Lakers have found their secret weapon in what has been a very encouraging season. Thus far, we have just witnessed something that not only unlocks the Lakers, but changes everything going forward surrounding their secret weapon. But not only that, we have a bunch of updates, including some Austin Reaves trade updates to go over today as things are really starting to pick up on that front surrounding the reports and rumors. Stay tuned till the end of the video. There's a lot to go over, but before we get into it all, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. Folks, a lot to go over today, and the Lakers have found their secret weapon, and obviously they're coming off a pretty sad loss against the Celtics, though kind of expected with everyone who was missing from that game, back-to-back, all these different things. But folks, we have witnessed in that game the Lakers' next secret weapon. Now, if you're unfamiliar with whose stats I'm showing here, it is Adou Theiro. Now, the stats might not jump out at the page, but we saw yesterday against the Celtics for the first time the ability that Adou Theiro has, and it's why the Lakers traded up to draft him. You can see this here for Jaylen Brown, or guarding Jaylen Brown. And yesterday, of course, prior to the game, JJ Redick said that because of all the absences, Luka, LeBron, all these guys who were out, they were going to give Adou Theiro the first run off of the bench, and they were going to give him an extended look. And an extended look they did give him, and he looked really solid. You can see here, Adou Theiro versus Jaylen Brown. Physicality, strength, fluid mobility, motor, and endurance. I even included Brown's makes on Adou just to show you how tough they were. My goodness, the Lakers truly have a great defensive demon on their hands. Now, feel free to go to Lakers Legacy Pod's Twitter here and check it out. There's a lot of highlights on Twitter if you guys want to see that. But folks, he was electric defensively. Now, when they drafted him, obviously the biggest concern was going to be, after his injury, his health, how he's going to recover, all these different things. He was drafted to be a really good defender, a very raw prospect that needs some work offensively, but he is such a good defender. It is almost like for a rookie in his, third, whatever it is, fourth game, he looked really good. Now, if you look at the stat sheet, he obviously didn't put up a ton. And of course, he's played 7 games, but, his second game really getting minutes here. In his technically 7th game of his career, his defense was evident. And you're going up against one of the better scorers in the league in Jaylen Brown. And Adou Theiro put fans on notice. You can see here things really started to pick up yesterday, but even the day before against the Raptors, Adou Theiro should stay in the rotation permanently from now onwards. And you see here, watch Adou Theiro this entire defensive possession. The whole team did a great job, including Rui. All utility everywhere. And if you actually watched the game, he was making, obviously, Jaylen Brown was calling for a lot of screens to try to get himself open. Adou Theiro was fighting through the screens, recovering at not an unprecedented level, but an extremely good level. And this is something the Lakers need. And that's why he can be their secret weapon. Now, you look at the stats in the box score. Of course, against Boston, he had 2 turnovers, 4 fouls, 3 rebounds, no points. And you might look at that and say, oh boy, that's really bad for a rookie. But he's obviously going to get fouls because he's playing aggressive defense. He can learn. He'll get a better whistle as he, gets older and as he gets more experience in the league. But he's going to learn how to play defense a bit less physically in the sense of getting foul calls. But defensively, he was solid. Now, his stats aren't going to show it. He's only averaging 6 minutes a game. But again, outside of the stats, he looked incredible. And being able to go up against, Jaylen Brown, and again, prior to the game, JJ Redick said that Adou Theiro's minutes were good against the Raptors and that he'll be the first sub in tonight. And I'm sure JJ Redick was happy with what he saw out of him, especially for a prospect as raw as Adou. And at this juncture, right, for Adou Theiro, it's all about development. It's all about growth and kind of seeing how much he can develop in this season, because this team could use a defender, right? A point of attack defender going up against the opponent's best, player. LeBron's not good defensively really anymore. Of course, Austin Reaves has never really been a good defender, though he's having an insane leap offensively. Luka's not a great defender. You have some guys who can defend, of course, Vanda who can't shoot, but things like that. They're going to be going after at the deadline, probably a guy like Herb Jones. A lot of the guys will have full videos, probably another video tonight covering that. But it's at a point now where if he can develop, and whether it's going to be this season or next, into a guy who you can start, be one of the best defenders, perimeter defenders in the NBA alongside Luka Doncic, that's the goal for him. It's the future. It's not necessarily this season, even though their goal right now is to win a championship, but it's beyond that, right? You can see here an article that dropped, should the Lakers' high-flying rookie be getting more playing time? And you can see here, there's a chance Thiero's unique physicality and athleticism could lend itself to positive impact as a rookie. But he's more than likely being held back due to general rawness hanging over his game, which is true, right? And that's why ultimately he went down with, what his stat line is not great. Turnovers, struggling with fouls a little bit. Though, again, he still was pretty good. And you don't need him offensively when you have as many players as you do. that can score the ball, whether that be Luka, whether that be Reaves, whether that be LeBron, whether that be even Ayton, Hachimura, even Jake LaRavia off the bench. But he can, they're trying to, and that's the tricky part now, is balancing Adou Theiro with, of course, winning. But if you can find a way to have him have an impact and make an impact defensively in short spurts, 5-10 minutes, he'll be a big part of the rotation. And beyond that, he's going to be a huge part of the rotation going forward anyway. But let me know down below what your guys' thoughts were on Thiero. Again, he was dealing with his left knee injury. There were some concerns about if he'll be even able to play this season. We'll see what he does. And maybe even if the Lakers send him back down to the G League. But he averaged 16 points a game in the G League. So I think it's just a matter of getting him minutes at the NBA level and getting him reps. And I think that's something they're going to do here soon. Or they've already started doing, but continue to do here. As you can see, his minutes have slowly increased from 1 to 3 to 5 to 10 to 20. Will it be 30 next game? No. He's not going to go up probably much more than 20 minutes a game. But I'm curious to see what happens with LeBron and Luka back. And what he can do alongside Luka, especially if he can get his three-point shot down, though he hasn't shot one yet this year. Let me know down below, folks. A couple other things, though, to go over. And there's been a lot of talks about Austin Reaves being a key asset in a Giannis trade. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. Now, I don't think this is going to happen. Of course, Giannis is down with his I believe his calf injury, 2 to 4 weeks. Correct me down below. I think it's a calf injury. If I'm wrong, they'll let me know down below in the comments. And there's been a lot of reports lately about how Austin Reaves, if the Lakers wanted to get Luka, or if the Lakers wanted to get Giannis, they could trade Austin Reaves for him because he is the most valuable trade asset in any of the talks. And this has kind of sparked a ton of questions. You can see this whole Reddit post that was made about it. Feel free to pause and read it. I'm not reading it. But do you guys think the Lakers, and would you trade Austin Reaves for Giannis Antetokounmpo in a trade? Now, there's obviously some caveats here. You'd have to probably wait till the offseason so then, Austin Reaves can get extended, all these different things. And, he's going to be they're probably going to extend Austin Reaves after this year when he's a free agent. But for, Giannis, there's kind of two sides of it. Reaves has developed and really flourished into an absolute superstar. You look at the salary standpoint and they're doing really, really good. But you look at his stats, he's averaging 29 a game this year. He has taken that leap. And Rob Pelinka said that he could take a Jalen Brunson leap this year. People called him crazy. He did, right? Or I don't even know if that was this past offseason, maybe in the offseason before. He's up to almost 30 points a game. And he would be the most valuable player in any talks. You could argue maybe, the Raptors, Scotty Barnes, if they want to put him involved, or maybe some other, of course, the Thunder, if they want to put J-Dub or Chet, but I don't think that's going to happen. Reaves, and you could argue Reaves is more valuable than all those guys because of how good he's been. Is that something you do? The negative side of it is Reaves loves LA. He wants to extend. He can be paired alongside Luka for the future. But the other side is pairing Luka with, Giannis, having 2 top 3, top 5 players in the NBA. That would be hard to pass up. So I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it. I'll probably have a full video covering it at some point, but it's a very interesting standpoint to be taking right now because it's a serious question that the Lakers, I'm sure, are considering internally, though I would assume they're going to go ahead and keep Austin Reaves. So that'll wrap it up, folks. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are peace. See you later.